Hi, welcome to Free Meditation TV. My name's Andrew and this is Oksana.
Good evening. Today we will talk about the center within us that's located at the level of the solar plexus, and it's called Nabhi Chakra. On our hands, we could feel the state of this center on our middle fingers. So we have left side projection, or we call left Nabhi, and right side projection, right Nabhi.
The Nabhi Chakra, located in the solar plexus in the stomach area, is responsible for our evolution and our seeking, and we're getting more subtle with our seeking abilities. So to make a clear point, we start seeking food, shelter, companionship, all the basics, all the desires that it is to be human. But when this energy in the Kundalini starts rising from the bottom of the spine up into the stomach, it starts to awaken a curiosity for something above and beyond, the deeper questions in life. Why am I here? Is there a greater purpose than me fulfilling my role as a husband or a wife or a child or a grandparent? Is there something more? So we start to feel and think about these deeper questions, which can often be uncomfortable too, because it's a spiritual undertaking, and you start to think along these lines, and it can be kind of tough. So the nice thing about meditation is when you raise this energy and you balance the Nabhi Chakra, you can start to find peace within.
So talking about the projections of this center on our left and on the right. Left Nabhi is caught up, and when we say caught up, we feel tingling sensations, burning sensation when we are not satisfied. So we want something, we have desire for that, and if they're not fulfilled, we feel unhappy, unsatisfied. What happens when Kundalini rises? When Kundalini rises up to the center and enlightens this center, within ourselves we get the quality of satisfaction. So the satisfaction comes within, whether we live in a big house or a small house, whether we have a car or don't have a car, it comes from within. We're a satisfied person. And that brings balance in life. Now, why balance is important? Because if we're not balanced, if we want something, then we have problem with the right Nabhi. And what is the right Nabhi? The quality of it is the dignity, or we could say the royal dignity within us. When we're respectful, when we're generous, when we are compassionate to other people, this is the quality of the right Nabhi. When this right Nabhi is caught up, then we feel very irritated of other people. We are not happy. We always want something. And it means that the Nabhi is not quite centered.
The main idea is to balance the Nabhi, like Oksana said. There's multiple ways we can do that. One way is we just put our hand on the Nabhi Chakra, and we drink lots of water during the day. And finally, when you balance the Nabhi Chakra, is to resist those feelings and thoughts that you get inside. For example, sometimes we look at other people and say, I'd like to live like them. I like the way they keep their house. I like the kind of job they have. Why do I have the job I have? It doesn't bring me the respect that I think it should if I had that other job. So when we look at the other side, we also look at things that are affecting us personally, and it makes us a little bit miserable inside. Why can't I go on a diet? Why can't I lose 10 pounds? So we all have to face these little bothersome questions that keep bombarding us week after week in our mind, and go beyond. Because when we go beyond these desires for the materialistic side of life, then what happens is, if we can go beyond it and balance this and get beyond it, the Kundalini rises up to the spirit, which is in the heart. So the goal then is to try to overcome, tell your mind not to worry about these things, about life, money, friends, respect at work, and things of this nature, so that we can go to the spiritual level and the energy can go from the Nabhi up into the heart.
So Nabhi is balance, satisfaction within us. To get there, we don't have to do anything. It is built in when we meditate. So let's watch lecture of Sri Mataji. She will talk about the center Nabhi Chakra and how it affects our well-being. So let's sit straight and try to stay thoughtless.
So now within ourselves, as I said, is a built-in system which has come to us through our ascent in our awareness at different stages, which is like a history written within ourselves, how we become human beings. Into different stages we were divided. First of all, the stage of the carbon, where we became alive. The dead became the life. That is placed at that point. It is below that great power within us, which lies in the triangular bone, which we call as Kundalini. This power is the power also described in the Bible as the tree of life. I'll appear before you like tongues of flames. But Bible being a very microscopic thing, it cannot be explained, the symbolicism of that, unless and until you get your new awareness or the vibratory awareness, it cannot be explained. Now this power is the power of desire, of the ultimate desire, the only desire, the real desire that we have within ourselves. All other desires become useless. See, in the affluent countries now, people have achieved affluence, they are rich, well-to-do, but they are not happy. People who are extremely affluent, like in Sweden and in Switzerland, they are competing among themselves. How many youths are going to commit suicide? Recently I learned that Swiss people are better off. Many more Swiss people are committing suicide than the people who were young people in Sweden. This is the state where we should realize that affluence, if it was our desire, is not the real desire. Because when we got the affluence, we should have been very happy and joyous people, but we are not. And the basics of economics is that wants in particular may be satiable, but in general they are never satiable, means matter cannot satisfy your wants. So what is the want? What is the seeking one has is hidden in this power, and that is the seeking to become one with God, the yoga, the union with God, what we call the baptism. In the Quran, it's called as the Peer. You have to become the Peer, the twice born. It is described in various languages, but the same thing that they have described is the same in every scripture. If you try to follow what it means, you'll be amazed that they all said the same things. Now somebody might say there might be some other methods, mother. It can be something else that can work it out. There's no other method, because this has been worked out for thousands and thousands of years within yourself since you became carbon, and is all arranged within you by nature. Like somebody can say that a seed has to sprout by some other method. There is no other method for a seed. The seed has got a primule, and the primule has to be awakened, is the only way it works out. In the same way, it is going to work out in all of you. This power is to be shaken within you. It is to be awakened within you. If it is awakened within you, it rises. But what is this power? This power is to become one with the Spirit. So this power knows that it has to become one with the divine. Now, we have so many other desires, so we should say, how is it related to that? It's like this, that we have to say, come to Nabhi and meet you all people. Now we come all the way, we come up to Guildhall, come up here, and don't meet you. Then all my coming, all my traveling is useless because I have not met you. It has no meaning whatsoever. In the same way, all other desires are just to accomplish this desire, the ultimate desire, the desire to become one with the divine. Lots of things can be said about Kundalini. I must have spoken hundreds of times about Kundalini. And to know more about it, you will have to get to Sahaja Yoga and know more about it. But just now, I have told you in brief what is this Kundalini and how it is placed there. Now, above that is the second, actually the second one we treat as the third one, it looks here, is the power of, I was saying up here, this is the center of our seeking. This center is called as the Nabhi Chakra, which gives us our seeking. When we are in the state of animal, then we seek food through our stomach. And you'll be amazed then when we become human beings, also we seek our money through our stomach. We may get little diverted here and there. But ultimately we even seek our God through our stomach. Surrounding this stomach is the area where one has to cross. And this area is actually the area of the masters. All the primordial masters were born in this area, like Moses, Socrates. There are main basic 10 primordial beings who came on this earth, who came to give us an idea as to our seeking, what we have to do. Basically, they came here to teach us how to balance ourselves, how to balance so we can ascend. Now, all these great prophets or primordial beings, we should say they were the ones who were the masters. They came to inform us that if you cross too much onto the left side or too much on the right side, then you will be falling in your sustenance, in your quality as a human being. As a human being, you have to have a sustenance. And this is the center that gradually unfolds the sustenance from animal to higher animals and to human stage, where a person starts realizing that these sustenances exist within us. That's how all our laws have come. The 10 commandments of the Bible are the 10 sustenances that are within us. These are the 10 gurus who came on this earth to save human beings from getting out of the middle path, going more to the left and more to the right. Now the left side, as you see here, is the side which is the emotional side within us, is also the power of desire, is the emotional side which gives us our subconscious, and beyond that is our collective subconscious. On the right hand side, we have another power of action, that our desire we try to put in the action, and this power of action gives us our future and sustains our physical and mental activities. As a result of that, we develop an institution in our head called ego. Everyone has it. There's nothing to be frightened of. When we do something, we feel we have done it. And that is a myth, but still, we carry on with the myth because we have not yet seen the reality. The another one is the left side power within us, by which we receive the aggression of others, by which we have our past, gives us an institution as a byproduct of our activity, emotional activity, an institution like a balloon you will see there called as super ego. These two things meet in the head just like this. As you grow and a calcification takes place on top of your head near the fontanelle bone area, And this soft area, which is pulsating in childhood, becomes completely covered. Thus, you developed your ideas. You become Mr. X, Y, Z, and all that. You develop your own freedom. This is the freedom that you have achieved to be Mr. X, Mr. Y, Mr. Z.
Now we will meditate together. Sit straight and with your right hand raise your energy kundalini on the top of your head, and you might feel cool breeze coming from the top of your head. These are the vibrations of this energy, cool. Now put your hand back and sit straight and try not to think. If thought comes in, you just say, I forgive. Let's meditate together. Welcome back. In this segment, we will answer some of your questions. Do we have any questions?
Yes, we have several questions today. I will start with the live chat question. How do I improve my Muladhara chakra?
That's a good question. Thanks for asking us it in the comment section today. So to improve the Muladhara chakra, essentially the qualities are innocence, wisdom, spontaneity, and humility. And the element for Muladhara chakra is the earth element. So one thing you can do, we're here in Canada, and right now it's been raining today, so sitting on Mother Earth might not be the best of ideas. But depending on where you are, sitting on Mother Earth really absorbs any stress on the first chakra. And anything that we mentioned with the qualities, if you keep that in your attention, you try to be a bit more humble, a bit more innocent, a bit more wise and spontaneous, then hopefully the energy center will clear out.
I would suggest two things also. The first thing is the method we have, it's called foot soaking. It's a very simple thing, especially if you don't have warm ocean nearby where you could just go and foot soak in the ocean. You could get a bucket of water, put some salt in it, and sit down and put your feet in the water and just try to be thoughtless for 5 minutes. And to be thoughtless is the second thing that I would recommend. Because when you are thoughtless, there are no thoughts, you don't think about the present and the past, and this is the time when you are innocent. And this is the quality of Muladhara. So the more you are thoughtless, the more innocence grows in you. Another question?
Yes, next question. Are there specific foods that I should avoid or embrace prior to meditating?
Well, prior to meditating, food is not going to make a big difference, like just prior to meditating. But, I mean, healthy eating choices will balance your energy and balance your body. If you eat, especially Nabhi Chakra, if you eating foods that are very heating for the liver, like if you eat French fries and fish and chips and really oily foods all the time, those kind of foods with oil tend to generate a lot of heat on the right side and will heat up the Nabhi Chakra. So, and the foods that can heat up the left side are foods like fungus and cheeses that have those strains of bacteria in them that make them go moldy, like the blue cheeses. So those cheeses can be, and mushrooms can be tough for the left side. But overall, balancing your diet and eating healthy should give you a little bit of a boost for this Nabhi Chakra overall. But in terms of some special food to eat before you meditate, not that I know of.
Another question?
Next question. I have an enormous debt to manage that frequently consumes my thoughts. How will meditation help me?
What happens is that we were talking about Nabhi Chakra, and this is the balance within. The way it works is that whether you think about it or whether you don't think about it, the debt is still there. So you have to go through some stages. You have to, I don't know, start the new job, look for some mortgage or whatever. The steps you do, but you don't allow this thoughts, this unhappiness to consume you. This is the witness state in you. The same thing could happen if you lose the job. So whether you are happy, unhappy, whether you're constantly thinking about it, it doesn't help. What helps is some steps you do to find different employment. So the thing is that we cannot control what's happening around us, but we could control our innate peace and quiet and witness state. That's how I would answer.
Yeah, essentially, we're all going to have these things in our life. Maybe someone unfortunately has a massive debt or someone loses their job. Everyone has their lucky parts of their life and unlucky parts. So those unlucky parts, we just have to do our best to face it and not dwell upon it. And hopefully pay the debt back slowly over time. On a vibrational level, you just give bandhans to this energy center. You can meditate with your hand on the Nabhi Chakra, and hopefully it will take the edge off. Those thoughts will always be there, but how we react to those thoughts is another thing, and hopefully we're strong enough to, when those thoughts keep coming back, we can just try to push them aside a bit.
And don't forget that there is the energy inside you that gives you energy to face everything. Any other question?
Last question. I recently became unemployed. How can I possibly remain happy with this situation during meditation?
Well, that comes to the same answer, is that try not to worry about what happens, but stay thoughtless and balanced inside and do whatever steps you need to manage.
In meditation, we try to build this fortress of mental silence, thoughtless awareness, and then in those few moments in your life, then you don't have those thoughts pounding down. If you can have those few seconds where you're thoughtless, and hopefully that will help. It's too bad about losing the job. That must be a horrible, horrible feeling.
Okay, we don't have any questions for tonight left, and thank you very much for tuning in, and see you next week.
And thanks for writing the comments down in our live comment section.
Bye.
Don't forget to like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and if you have any questions whatsoever or suggestions, please send us an email. We'll be more than happy to get back to you.